Hello, unlimited friends. Today I want to address a question that I get asked a number of times. And the question is, Zara, how will I know if I'm on the right track to manifesting the things that I want? So in today's video, I'm going to share with you two sure shot ways with which you can find out which direction you're heading. So let's begin. First of all, let me introduce myself. Hi, I'm ZMAHOON from ZMAHOON.com, and on this channel, we discuss anything and everything to do with law of attraction so that we can use it consciously to create an unlimited life. Okay, so what are the two ways with which we can know whether or not we're heading towards the things we want or away from the things that we want? And if we are heading away from the things that we want, then what do we need to do in order to get back on track? So the very first tool that we can use in order to find out which way we are heading is our vibration. What are we sending out into the universe? Because what we are sending out into the universe is the magnet. That is the magnet that brings us anything that happens to us. It brings us people, events, places, things, everything happens because we are attracting it. How do we know what we are attracting? By paying attention to the way we feel. Because if we were conscious of where we were on the emotional scale, then we would be able to do a correction of the course that we're on. So if you're on a certain trajectory, all you need to do is change it a little bit. And a small change can result in a big change when you look at where you're heading. So let me explain. Here's how it works. Let's say that this is you over here, and this is where you want to go. So really what you need is to plot a course that will get you right there. Now, if you plotted this course, but something happened and you shifted just a little bit here, or even lesser over here, this whole trajectory would change and you would end up missing your target. But if you discovered what was going on in time and you made a course correction and you said, looks like I'm off target. What do I need to do so that I can get back on target? Well, over here, that's a very small shift. That's a very small change that you need to make. And it's easy to do. But if you let it go and you don't pay attention, well, that's okay, because even over here, that's not a very big shift. You can accomplish that really easily. And over here, it's still not a very big shift. But as time goes on, and if you don't pay attention, then the thing that you want gets further and further away, and this gap becomes bigger and bigger and harder to close. And that is one of the reasons why, if you pay attention and you catch it right over here, it takes no effort at all to bring it back into alignment. So what is alignment? Alignment is being able to get back on track, onto this track. And it's not really hard to do because we have the tools. We know what we should do in order to get back on track. And what are some of those tools? Well, some of those tools are pre-paving. And if you don't know what pre-paving is, I'll link you to a video below so that you can find out more. It's about visualization and appreciation and pre-paving and just feeling good. Because what feeling good does is it allows you to go up the emotional scale. So if this was the emotional scale, over here, if this was the emotional scale, All you have to do is to get to joy. And if you got to joy, and this is despair over here, if you got to joy, you would close this gap. The higher you go up, the more you close the gap, and then you're right on target for what you want. So the way you feel is an indicator of what's coming next, because as you go further and further away from your target, your inner being, the soul part of you, is going to start communicating with you to let you know that you need to change something. And what is the thing that you need to change? You just need to change the way you feel. And that communication from your inner being comes in the form of emotion. So as this gap becomes bigger, you're not feeling good. And the smaller the gap is, so when you're over here, the smaller the gap is, this is where you're feeling really good, because your inner being is communicating to you that you're on track for what you want. And as the gap becomes bigger, your inner being is now communicating to you through your emotions that the gap is becoming bigger. Stop now and pay attention. So comment below, I pay attention, because that's what I want you to do going forward from today. I want you to pay attention, but you've got to accept that. So comment below, I pay attention. All right, so that's the first thing. The second way by which we know whether or not we are on track is by looking around us at the manifestations that are taking place. So what's happening around you? What does your life feel like? Do you feel like you are moving generally towards all the things that you want? Do you feel happy and energized when you wake up in the morning? Or do you feel like this? And you wish like you would want to stay in bed? Because if that's the case, if you feel like you want to stay in bed, life does not feel good, and you feel everything is going crazy, then that is a definite indication that the next thing that comes is also going to be the same, because it's law of attraction, and law of attraction means you attract similar things, similar to your vibration. So if the manifestations that are taking place are not what you want, all that means is that you need to shift the way you're thinking your thoughts. Easier said than done. Easier said than done. Because most of the time, in fact, research has proven that 50% of the time we are on autopilot in our heads. So it's like riding a boat without any control over the rudder, so the boat is going anywhere it wants to go. That's what it means to be on autopilot. And when you don't know where the boat is going, you can't possibly be able to judge whether you're going in a positive direction or a negative direction. And that is the problem, because if you're not paying attention and your mind starts going negative, then it's going to bring you negative manifestations in return. So we need to be conscious of the way we are thinking our thoughts. We need to be mindful. That's what mindfulness is all about. Mindfulness is about paying attention to the way you're feeling, and also paying attention to what's happening around you in your now reality. Do you feel like you're going downhill and you're going to crash into something? Or do you feel that you're enjoying the journey, and this thing that shows up is wonderful and this thing that shows up is wonderful, right? Which one of these two things is happening for you? And then once you know, then you can do something about it. Because if you don't know what's going on, how can you take action, right? And the first action that we take is action that we take about this, about changing the way we think our thoughts. Because action stimulates, or thought stimulates action, and thought stimulates the way you feel. If you take action from a place of not feeling good, then the result of that action is not going to be the best possible manifestation that you want. So if you were to improve your vibration and go up the emotional scale and act from a better feeling place, that's when you will get a much better result. Not to say you can work hard. What is hard work? Hard work is pushing through it without lining up vibration. When you line up vibration, you don't have to push through. It's easy to cut across. Okay? So it's the difference between, let's say I sit down today and tomorrow I'm going to be meeting with a client or someone that I know. Maybe it's a loved one, maybe it's someone that I have not had a good interaction with in the past, and I know that I'm going to meet them tomorrow. I have a choice. Either I can do something about controlling my thought and therefore controlling my vibration, or I can let it ride. If I let it ride, then I'll get more of what I've got in the past. But if I do something to change it by sitting down and pre-paving, then I'm more likely to get a positive result. And the beautiful thing about this is that you can wake up in the morning and you can pre-pave your whole day. And you do that by just telling yourself that you're going to have a good day. I'm going to have a good day. I'm going to be good to myself and others. And I want to end this day feeling happy and satisfied. If you say those words to yourself in the morning, then the chances are higher that when you deviate from that, your mind is going to remind you that you've deviated and you have the choice to come back. So again, it goes back to paying attention. Pay attention. Are you stuck in the traffic, or does the traffic flow smoothly when you're on the road? Do you hit all the red lights, or is it green lights all the way? How hard is it to find that parking? How did that food turn out that you were cooking? How did it taste? All of these things, these little daily things, are actually manifestations. They are manifestations that indicate what's going to happen next. So if those little things are negative, if they are annoying, if they don't contribute towards your joy, then you know that you're heading in the wrong direction. And instead of continuing that journey, it's time to stop and it's time to do vibrational work. Vibrational work, there's so much you can do. You can meditate, clear your mind. What is meditation? Meditation is getting control of your autopilot. In fact, taking your mind off autopilot and resuming manual control. That's what meditation is all about. Because in meditation, when your thoughts wander, and they will, you need to bring them back to center. So meditation is a great tool for learning how to think on purpose. We can meditate, we can visualize, we can affirm, we can pre-pave. All of these wonderful tools are available for us to fine-tune our vibration and close that gap that I showed you in the beginning. So comment below, I pay attention. And that's what I want you to do. I want you to pay attention to what is manifesting in front of you in your now reality and do something about it. Use the tools and use them properly to create an unlimited life. So I hope you enjoyed this discussion and I hope you got something useful out of it. And if you did, do leave me a comment to let me know. And of course, before you leave, I would love for you to like, subscribe, and share if you think that this information will benefit someone else. Take care, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye for now.